What's going on, YouTubers? It is your boy, Dalyxman. Welcome to yet another Dalyxman Q&A Corner, where I answer your questions in as much time as I'm allowed. And we're going to start with Facebook. We go to Twitter. And then afterwards, I just chat with you until I have to get out of here. So it's going to be a fun podcast. I'm excited to get into this week's Q&A. Before we get to any of that, we got some things to get to, namely the pre-show stuff. If this is the first time you're watching your boy, Dalyxman, do yourself a favor. Like the video, subscribe, and catch future contests, especially future Q&As. If you would like to be a part of any of my future Q&As, you can do it doing two things. You can like me on Facebook and comment, leave me questions where I can answer them for future Q&As on statuses when I ask them. You can follow me on Twitter and tweet me questions using the hashtag AskDalyxman, or just follow me on Twitter and tweet with me during wrestling shows, Raw, SmackDown, pay-per-views, you name it. You can donate using PayPal, Patreon, or Super Chat. And if you really want to help expand the brand of your boy Dalyxman, buy yourself a Dalyxman t-shirt today at Pro Wrestling Tees. This show is being sponsored by Wrestle Crate. By the way, this is a new box. I'm going to open this box here live. We're going to see what your boy Dalyxman got. And apparently, I got some new WWE merchandise in here, so I'm excited to see what we got. But if you want your own Wrestle Crate, you can get one today. All you have to do is subscribe using the link down below. Now, if you subscribe and you use the promo code Dalyxman, you will get your first box off 20% for the first month. Once again, if you subscribe and use the promo code Dalyxman, you will get your first box off 20% for the first month. So subscribe today using the link down below. So let's see what your boy Dalyxman got this month. Let's go ahead and open this baby up. Haven't even touched it yet. Alright, here we go. We got, wristbands. And that's a cup holder, too. Check it out, Wrestle Crate. Got a t-shirt in here. Let me see what this belongs to. It says here, Canadian Destroyer. That's our boy Pete Williams. By the way, I haven't seen him in a long time, really. Since the last pay-per-view. Let's see the WWE merchandise. We got, the Hardys. Bobbleheads from Broken Hardy Boys. We got, Christian. Actually signed by Christian himself. I'm going to hang this one up. I might actually put, you know what? Might put him right there next to Scott. Because Christian, bro, Hall of Famer. Hope he goes in one day. Seriously. See what else we got here. We got, what's this? Cup and coffee pen. That's Macho Man Randy Savage right there. Hopefully I can get it in right there. Hey, you see it? Ooh yeah, Macho Man Randy Savage. Ooh yeah, dig it. I like it. That's pretty cool. And what else we got? Is that it? Okay, well, this is my favorite. You know, personally signed by Christian. I think that's really, really cool. I'm gonna use these little decorations to make that background seem a little bit more like a wrestling channel's background. Just a second. So, once again, you want this? You want these random goodies coming to your door? Subscribe today using the promo code Dalyxman. Speaking of wrestling fans, who's here in the live chat? Who we got in the live chat today? We got Ryan Sanderson? That's a new name. What's up, Ryan Sanderson? Ultra Shadow 97, Jake Salick. We got Chase 5677. Jalen Network. We got Mr. Amez, 2001. I think I said your name right. Niche Bryant, Mr. Bombtastic, Lazy Cheese, TLB the Fly Guy, Jake Horror, Thomas Farmer, Pikachu Black, Kevin Holden, McLean Roach, The Fire of Zontos. That's an awesome name, by the way. Johan McDonald, Kaide Vermillion, The Beep Jr. We got Richie Vassell, I'm gonna go with Richie Vassell. That sounds pretty good. Tyrant Hunt, Darius Gaston, Ricky Williams, Jameer Staples. Let's see here. DX Stream, MWE, Sam P. Boom, Elias Ademi. We got Marcus, the Super Chat champion. So far has the most Super Chat donations out of anybody on my channel, and he looks to be keeping that title. I think he's just waiting in the wings for DDT Shydale to come in and take the championship away from him. Yeah, you know DDT is just kind of waiting to take his championship back. Big B Wolf. Let's do a couple more. Let's see here. Is that Zayden or Zayden? I like Zayden. Zayden Masternik? Close enough. We got Dioze101, former YouTuber. Well, he's still kind of YouTubes. He has a channel. Check him out. Good to have Dioze in the live chat. Star Wars fan, and one more. Let's see who's gonna get it. Let's give it to this guy. Davidas. Not even close. Not even close. Close enough. All right. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Davidas. And let me know how you pronounce your name, because I just butchered it. All right. If I don't say your name, it's not because I hate you, because I don't. I love all you for watching me and making me a part of your day. I just want to get to this Q&A because we got a lot of questions. So with that said, we're going to start with Facebook first, and then we're going to go to Twitter, and then after that, we'll let you guys have fun in the comments about what I talked about. So, first question comes from a loyal follower, Isaiah Webb. You should know who that is by now. By the way, Isaiah, if you're doing 2K19, you're doing that tournament, I would promote you, and when you win, not saying you have to, but you might have to lend me some of that $1 million, man. I'm just saying. You just gotta give me some of that. Anyways, Isaiah Webb. Rey Mysterio's departure in 2015 made WWE experiment with the likes of Kalisto, Sin Cara, Alberto Del Rio in an attempt to fill the role of a top Latino star. In your opinion, what makes Andrade Cien Almas better than those guys, both in-ring and character-wise? And is he finally the answer they're looking for in a top Latino star? When it comes to Andrade Cien Almas, to me what sets him apart from all those other people is his in-ring talent. Now, Kalisto is awesome. I still would put Andrade above Kalisto because there's something about the way he works a match that just sets him apart from everybody else. We still got, people like, who'd you say? You said Sin Cara. We still got Sin Cara. Dario can go kiss my ass. I've lost all respect for Dario when I heard stories of what he did to Paige. I'm just saying. But in terms of those other two, Kalisto, I'm just at that point with Kalisto where, as talented as he is, I don't think he will ever be given the same treatment as Rey Mysterio. Who knows why? Personally, I think he's doing great on 205 Live, but in terms of being the top guy, the top Latino guy for WWE, it's just not going to happen, unfortunately. I don't think it's his fault per se. It's just WWE not trusting people like that. With that said, though, I personally think Kalisto will be great for NXT or 205 Live. I think that's the kind of platform he flourishes on. In terms of WWE, you're not going to get any better than Andrade. And the reason why I say this is because he knows how to work a multitude of in-ring styles. I saw a super chat. Did I miss it by accident? I apologize for that. We have a lag going on. Hang on real quick. Apparently there's a lag. Why do we have a lag? What's going on? Is it still there? Okay, I must have missed. Yeah, we do have a super chat. We got Marcus, the super chat champion, maintaining his spot and keeping the $10 super chat going. Thank you, sir, for your $10 super chat. Don't know what's going on here. Apparently the stream is lagging hard, so I'll wait. Let me know when it's fixed. That's weird. Don't know why it was lagging like that. Is it better? It seems to be better now. People are saying it's still lagging. Dang. Sorry, y'all. Don't know what's going on here. Let's see here. It's not your Wi-Fi. It's probably me. Is it better? I don't want to go on unless the stream is better, y'all. Because I didn't even catch that super chat. That was ridiculous. Usually it comes up. Okay, so we're back. We're back? Okay. So, we're going to go ahead and move on. Apologies for the lag there. I don't know what happened. It didn't even pop up with the super chat. So let's just go on to the question. Yeah, I think Andrade would be a great Latino star. Latino top guy. Based off of his ability to work a multitude of in-ring styles. Making him likely to work with the likes of AJ Styles and the other people who have to work a much more slower style. One thing about Rey Mysterio that hurt him, he can only work one style. When he has to work that slow pace, ground and pound, brawler style, his matches aren't good. Anytime he has to do that style, his matches suck. But when he can work that style that he's known for, the high-flying, fast-paced style, his matches are amazing. Andrade, on the other hand, can do a slow-paced style and still make it interesting. He can be the brawler. He can be the high flyer. He could be the technical wrestler or technical. He can do whatever you need him to be, which is going to be great for him as a top star. And then, yes, although he's lacking the promo ability, that's why he has Zelina Vega. I think Zelina Vega brings a much, much needed aura to him because of, well, her. We all know how much we all like us some Zelina. But in terms of promo skills, she makes up for it in terms of the English department. And, of course, putting him over. And I just think he has all the necessary tools to be that top Latino star. More so than Sin Cara, who is nothing right now. I didn't even realize he still had a job. And then Kalisto, who is basically being relegated to just being a 205 Live wrestler. Or 205 wrestler. So yeah, that's what I feel. That's what I feel is going to make Andrade stand out more amongst all the other Latino wrestlers. Here's the second question. Isaiah is always leaving me two questions, so here's the second one. I suspect Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair to play hot potato with the championship for the remainder of the year. Clearly, this is another attempt to pad Flair's resume, as seen with her feud with Sasha. The match quality may be good, but I think having Becky Lynch unsuccessfully defend the title at every turn will hurt her momentum and make the feud very predictable. Who is more likely to get hurt by this 50-50 booking? I think it is Becky. Because Charlotte has the credibility of being a long-standing champion. She's been undefeated. Didn't she have like a 10 pay-per-view streak? When she was champion, she didn't lose any of her matches at a pay-per-view. And they established that. They established that record. Then they ended it with Bayley for some God knows reason. But yeah, Charlotte has the resume already to protect her from the booking that you just presented here. Becky doesn't. To me, Becky loses to Charlotte, it just makes her feel like a paper champion. So personally, I'm not really for this whole 50-50, you lose the title, you lose the title, you lose the title, you lose the title. I'm not for that. They did it with Sasha and Charlotte, and quite frankly, I'll be real with you, I didn't necessarily like it when they did it with Sasha and Charlotte. I think Sasha should have at least held it a little bit longer before she dropped it to Charlotte. Don't do it with Becky. With Becky, I do think Becky needs to dominate this feud. Me, personally. I think Becky needs to come out on top, and I think Charlotte needs to go to Raw to fight Ronda Rousey. That would mean she would go to the Royal Rumble, win that, and then move to Raw, of course. But no, I don't think we should do 50-50, although they're more than likely going to do 50-50. You know Charlotte's going to beat her at this Super Showdown. Then Becky will beat her at Evolution. Then Charlotte will probably beat her at Survivor Series, and then Becky will beat her at TLC. By that point, Charlotte will be what? She's 7-time right now, right? So if she wins it at Super Showdown, that's 8. And then she wins it at Survivor Series, that's 9. So she'll be a 9-time champion by the time she moves to Raw. And then she'll probably beat Ronda Rousey, making it a 10-time champion streak for her. So there you go. That's basically WWE's way of saying, hey, look at her, she's the daughter of Ric Flair. Ric Flair has 16, she's going to have 10. Woo! Lord have mercy. I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how things work out, honestly. But, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if Charlotte did end up beating Becky. And they ended up playing hot potato, as you said, with the belt. Anyways, next question comes from Richard. And he is from... Didn't tell me where he was from. But, is it Atkinson? Richard Atkinson. That sounds right. Have you ever watched any CZW footage? Yes. And let me tell you the footage I watched. I don't know who they were. I don't care. There was this one particular footage of a man taking a needle, sticking it through his mouth, like his cheek, and it going through his mouth, and he had his mouth open. You would see the needle go all the way through his mouth into, like, the inside of it. And it was the nastiest thing I've ever seen. That was one of those spots that made me go, why? It's completely unnecessary. You don't need to be that violent. Okay, chair shots. Cool. Thumbtacks. Okay, cool. Flaming tables. To me, that's where it stops. Flaming tables, okay. Fluorescent light tubes, chainsaws, needles. Okay, at this point, it's like, yeah, we're getting a little too crazy. And I'll be real with you. When Randy Orton took that screwdriver and dug it through Jeff Hardy's earlobe at Hell in a Cell, I was squeamish. I was like, ugh, okay, that might be a little too much for me. Like, that was like, ugh, You know what I'm saying? That might have been a bit much. So, anytime I see needles go through someone's mouth, and by the way, I hate needles, or like, any kind of unnecessary violence, I just get turned off from it. Which is why I'm not the biggest fan of CZW. I'm not. Not the way they do things. It just seems so unnecessary. You get what I mean? But that's just me. Y'all might disagree. Apparently they did ROH versus CZW. Never saw it. If there were matches that you think I should watch, recommend it to me. Either in the chat, in the comments, Twitter, Facebook, and I might go back and watch them. But yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. Steven from England. Is it Steven Jamieson? Jameson. Okay. If you were stuck on a desert island with only a portable DVD player, what are the 2 WWE DVDs you would take with you? Ooh. The Rise and Fall of ECW. That is literally the best DVD. The best documentary in WWE history. Period. And one compilation. Let me see. Top 50 ECW moments. So basically, they both beat ECW. I'm just fascinated with ECW because when you think about the longevity of that company and the things they did to keep it alive, you just have to wonder how the hell did you guys not go under? And it's crazy too because if ECW never existed, we wouldn't have the Attitude Era. That's what's crazy about all of this. ECW should have went under a long time ago, way before it did. But unfortunately, fortunately it didn't. Thank you. I'm happy it stayed alive because it gave birth to luchador wrestling in the States. It brought about people like Stone Cold Steve Austin and many people that we know of today. I just feel like it's fascinating when you think about how long it survived when there have been millions of opportunities for it to go under, and it didn't. So that's what's crazy about it. No, I had not seen the Piranha's death match. What the hell is a Piranha death match? Seriously, what the hell is a Piranha death match? Let's see. Christopher Sims. I have 2 questions. Well, Mr. Christopher Sims, shoot away. By the way, he's from Richmond, Virginia. Which WWE superstar was your first crush? My first crush? Who was my first crush? Wasn't Sable. Believe it or not, I wasn't the biggest fan of Sable. But when I first started watching wrestling, I don't know. I just wasn't into her. That wasn't my type of woman, if I'm being real with you. Was it Kimberly? Not Kimberly from Power Rangers, but like DDP's wife, Kimberly, because she was very attractive. Oh, it wasn't Kimberly. Wasn't Trish. Although even I knew she was hot. Yeah, I mean, I was 9 years old? Yeah, I mean, even 9-year-old me knew Trish was banging hot. But she wasn't my first. She became a crush later on, but she wasn't my first. Who the hell was my first? It wasn't Lita. Wasn't Jacqueline. I'm trying to think. Was it Sunny? Was Sunny even there? I don't think it was Sunny. Because I don't even think Sunny was alive. Oh, I mean, she was alive. I mean, I don't even think Sunny was in WWE at the time. Because she went to ECW not too long after that. Maybe. I think, for me, it might have been Lita. It might have been. Because, yeah, it was Lita. I think I had a crush on Lita first before I had a crush on any of the other women. There was something about Lita and her run with the Hardy Boys that just made her so freaking attractive. It was Lita. Let me tell you when I actually had a crush on her. Back in 2000, when the Radicals, was it 1999 perhaps? No, it was 2000. I was right. It was the Radicals taking on the Hardys. They were doing this storyline with Dean Malenko and Lita. There was a match where if Dean Malenko beat Lita, she would have to go out on a date with him. And I can remember Lita wearing this white lingerie. And bro! Oh! It was the most gorgeous thing I ever saw at that point in time. Now, as time goes by, Tori Wilson and Stacy Keibler and Dawn Marie existed. And Dawn Marie became my biggest crush. Might still be my biggest crush to this day. Dawn Marie isn't as hot as she used to be. I'm getting off track. To answer your question, Lita is, and I think it was because of her run with the Hardys that made me a fan of hers. A lot of people were saying, was it Mae Young? No, it was not Mae Young. Sunny left before... Thank you. Someone actually said it. Sunny left before Sable showed up. Thank you for... Well, that's not true. Because I'm pretty sure I saw Sunny and Sable on the same show one time. So I know that's not true. But I think it was Lita. Let's go with Lita. Do you remember the first pay-per-view you've ever watched? WrestleMania 14, Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Shawn Michaels with Mike Tyson as a special guest referee. Quite the pay-per-view to watch, or the pay-per-view to start watching wrestling. Conrad from Lithuania. With HBK coming back to WWE, what other retired legend would you love to see come back, and who would you like to see him face? How do you assume it could be a guy, though? It could be a woman. I mean, isn't Lita necessarily retired? Well, she is coming back, so yes, it would be a guy. For me, I would love to see Stone Cold Steve Austin have one more run. I feel like Austin retired way too soon. And there is a side of me that believes I think Austin could come back and have one last run. One last run. And you know who I would put against Austin? You know who I want to see get stunned the most? I would put Stone Cold Steve Austin against the heel Roman Reigns. Boy! Roman Reigns getting that stunner would be the best thing I could see today. Bruh. I would love to see Austin open up a can of whoop ass on Roman Reigns. Oh my goodness, I would pay good money to see it. Stun his ass, get his championship, and then do it again the next week. I would love to see it. Knowing WWE, they would have Roman beat Austin, but I personally would just love to see him stun Roman one good time. One good time. Let's see here. Next is Chance from Florence, South Carolina. By the way, Chance, I hope you're doing well. Let me know how you feeling in terms of the hurricane, because I know you got hit pretty hard. But here's what Chance asked me. Which WWE wrestlers today would fit in the Attitude Era, main roster, and NXT? So, all three. AJ Styles, absolutely. Oh, wait. Yeah, AJ Styles, absolutely. Samoa Joe, Bryan for sure. Because they all came up the exact same way the Attitude Era guys came up. They worked their way on the territory, independent circuit, and then came up to the main rosters, the big times, to do their thing. But yeah, definitely those three. I can also see Velveteen Dream doing very well. I think Gargano is very old school. I think Tommaso Ciampa would do very well. I think, let's see, Rollins would probably fare well. I think Ambrose would be a superstar in the Attitude. If Dean Ambrose, Jon Moxley, was around during the Attitude Era, imagine what kind of star he would be. He would be one of the highest acts on that roster. Bro, I am disappointed that Ambrose was born when he was born. If he had been born during the era of the Austins and the Rocks, Ambrose would have killed. He would be the most psychopathic heel or lunatic babyface that you've seen. Absolutely. We got someone from Bulgaria. Welcome, sir. But yeah, those are the people I think would survive. Second question. Let's say WWE never won the Monday Night Wars and there was no Attitude Era. They would stick with the mid-90s era and go out of business, and WCW won, but if they did win, it would still went out of business the way they were going, if you know what I mean. Let me read this again, because I don't think I'm reading this right. Let's say WWE never won the Monday Night Wars. I got that part. And there was no Attitude Era. Okay. They would stick with the mid-90s era and go out of business. And WCW won, but if they did win, and it's just the way he worded it. It would have sent them out of business. Okay, what's your question, bro? How would you think the wrestling business would be if WCW and WWE went out of business? Oh, there would be no business. Because ECW was basically on their last standing legs anyways. So yeah, WCW and WWE, if they had gone out of business, there would be no business. We wouldn't be talking about wrestling today. One of them would need to survive, if that's the truth. If you're talking about wrestling surviving to 2018, one of them would have needed to survive. One of them needed to keep going. So yeah, I'm happy one of them did survive. Bradley Keith Williams. Would you see another Wrestling World Cup? Isn't WWE doing a Wrestling World Cup? I heard rumors they were. But yeah, I mean, I'd be up for it. It just depends on who's doing it and who's in it. Let's see. David from Sacramento, California. Quick anime question. Okay, shoot. Do you think DBZ did Yamcha wrong? There's a side of me that hopes he gets his own arc. Like one arc to shine. At least one more. Couldn't hurt him. But, nah. I'm kind of cool with Yamcha being the guy that gets stomped on, because I was getting sick of Krillin being that guy. At least Krillin got 18. You know what I'm saying? Number 2. So no matter what, it's obvious that one day the Bella Twins are going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Sure. My question is, what exactly have they done to get their current legit legend status that WWE is not giving them? That WWE is giving them and is not being deserved. Do I think they deserve it, though? Got a $1 super chat from Zabar10 official. Thank you, Mr. Zabar10, for your $1 super chat. Apparently, we're lagging again. Sorry about that, y'all. I think we should be good. Okay. Looks like we're good. So Bella Twins. Let's talk about the Bella Twins. Apparently, WWE considers them to be legends. Which I just think is... This is the problem with WWE. And I'm not even going to hate the Bellas for this. WWE has this knack for showing favoritism for certain superstars. And all it does is make us hate those certain superstars who get favoritism. The Bella Twins being considered legends is a joke. They're not legends. Okay, you can consider them draws, although I don't necessarily see how you call them draws. Ronda Rousey is a draw. Please tell me she's not, and I will smack you. I can't smack you right now, but I would if you say Ronda Rousey isn't a draw. Because if you say Ronda Rousey isn't a draw, the Bella Twins definitely are not draws. But we can all agree that Ronda is a draw. She brings in new eyes. She makes people want to watch. The Bella Twins don't make people want to watch. Well, I believe that. Now, this is coming from someone who isn't really interested in the Bellas. But at the same time, I will give them credit. Yes, they do have a reality TV audience. They do get some publicity for the divas, I suppose. They do get eyes on the product. They do appeal to a certain segment of the audience. Zabar 10 official donating $2. Thank you, sir, for your $2 super chat. Zabar official. Now, yes, the Bella Twins have their own fan base, and you can't take that away from them. But that doesn't make them legends. Kurt Hawkins has his own fan base. I'm sorry, it's just this idea that because they appeal to an audience that they want to have doesn't make them legends. And I gotta talk about this. There was an article on NoGQ.com where someone, I forgot his name, but he wrote about the Bellas basically ruining female wrestling. I don't think they're ruining female wrestling. I wouldn't go that far. But they're not doing anything for it. I'm sorry. Like, if you was to put the Bella Twins on a list with all the other female wrestlers that we have on WWE's TV right now, I don't even want to go to NXT because that just puts them farther down the list. Not even worried about NXT. We're talking about the main roster. They don't even crack the top 10. Seriously, like, when you think about the top 10 female wrestlers on WWE right now, Brie Bella and Nikki Bella aren't even in the top 10. We got Charlotte, we got Becky, we got Sasha, we got Bayley, we got Asuka, we got I was gonna say Carmella. Let's not put Carmella in there. We got Amber Moon, we got Alexa. Now I would put Alexa above the Bella Twins, although not that far. I would put Alexa above the Bella Twins. That's for sure. Like, if you ask me to choose between Alexa Bliss and Nikki Bella, I'm choosing Alexa. That's for sure. I'm not even thinking about that. We got Mickie James. We got, let's see, Naomi, Natalia. There you go. That's 10 right there. Okay? I'm not even going to sit here and pretend that the Bella Twins are better than any of those 10. But I guess when you talk about audience, like, oh, they have 1 million subscribers on YouTube, that's cheating. First off, you got those millions because you have a network television show. That's cheating. You didn't earn those 1 million by yourself. You already had millions. That's why I think it's hilarious that I see these celebrities come on YouTube. Look at me, I have 1 million subscribers. You were literally on a TV show that had millions of watchers. Bellas, you have millions of people watching you every week. You better get 1 million subscribers on YouTube. You better. That's not an accomplishment. That's not something to brag about. It's one thing if I get 1 million subscribers. I've never been on TV at all. Ever in my life. Ever. Bellas have been on TV since 2009? 2008? You better get 1 million subscribers. If that. I'm sorry. I know Brian has defended them, saying that they bring in a whole new audience. And you know what? Fine. I guess they do. But that doesn't make them legends. They're not legends. If the Bella Twins were to go away tomorrow, nothing would be hurt. Nobody would miss them. That's just me. I'm just not the biggest fan of the Bella Twins. Just not the biggest fan. Yeah, I mean, Brian is my favorite. I think Brie is a great wife for Brian. It's nothing personal, but I'm not going to go buy a Bella Twin t-shirt. Because they represent an era of female wrestling that I do not like. I am not a fan of the divas. Women's wrestling? Awesome. I just cannot get behind this idea of the Bellas being legends when we got people like Kairi Sane and Asuka and, you know, as I said, Ember Moon, Charlotte, Becky, Sasha, Bayley. They're doing new stuff. They are setting new trends. Bellas? What are they doing? Oh, I dated John Cena. Oh, I'm married to Daniel Bryan. Okay. What if you didn't date John Cena and you weren't married to Bryan? Now what? Like, I don't want to get to that point. I don't want to ask that question, but I gotta ask that question. If Nikki Bella never dated John Cena and Brie never got with Bryan, would they be where they are now? Or are they just lucky? I'm just saying. Because, I mean, some people might say, can you say the same thing about Triple H? If Triple H never married Stephanie McMahon, would he be where he is? Yes, yeah, he would. I still think he would still be a legend. Because Triple H, despite who he married, has always been great. Great in the ring. Great as a character. Great as an act. Just saying. He was always good at what he did. Nikki and Brie, sorry. I'm not saying they're terrible. I'm not saying they aren't draws. I'm not even saying that they don't deserve what they are getting. But they're not legends. Don't take what they are and overblow it because we don't like it. Because all you're going to do is make us not like it even more. Brie and Nikki are popular with their own fan base. Congratulations. You're just like every other WWE superstar here. You're no different than an Ember Moon. You're no different than Natalya. You're no different than Naomi. You just get favoritism. You get special treatment because of who you dated. Facts. You don't like that. Oh, well, dude, what are you going to do about it? Like, I'm not the kind of fan that's going to kiss your butt because you just so happen to be dating or you just so happen to be married to my favorite wrestler. You gotta prove yourself. You gotta give me something to go off of. And it just can't be we have a reality TV show. Congratulations. You have a reality TV show. What does that got to do with anything? So you deserve to be Hall of Famers because you have a reality TV show? No. Sorry. No. Not working for me. I got into that. Sorry about that. Moving on. I just blah blah blah. I gotta speak English. I just want to say, really enjoy all your hard work, whether it be the mashups, the Q&As, or the videos like the one you did about Roman Reigns. All great. I hope one day you step into the world of podcasting. I might do that. I might actually consider doing that next year, because that actually might be where we need to go next. Mario from Florida. Do you think that WWE featuring legends on their show takes away from the great talent they have? Yeah, it always does. I think when you, and this is no disrespect to the legends, and I always feel like anytime we get Undertaker and Shawn and Austin, we should appreciate them while they're here, because one day they might not be. At the same time, though, if these legends are coming back and they're not working with the younger talent, it's just taking away from the younger talent. They're getting ready to do Shawn Michaels and Undertaker again for WrestleMania. And it hasn't been announced, but you know damn well, if Shawn Michaels is coming back, and he is coming back, to do a program at Crown Jewel and then at WrestleMania, he's fighting Taker. He's going to fight Taker. The thing is, when it's all said and done, both of them are leaving. You're going to bring in the eyes for this one match, and then they're going to leave. They're going to leave. And then the audience that came to watch them will leave with them. So yes, it does hurt the talent, because it doesn't really give fans a reason to continue watching after they leave. You know? At least when we did Rock and John Cena stayed. Although I'm pretty sure no one really gave a damn about Twice in a Lifetime. Once in a Lifetime was awesome for what it was. It was a good match, brought in a lot of eyes, and The Rock beat Cena. And we could have gotten a heel turn if WWE didn't get cold feet. But they did, and kept him a babyface. Twice in a Lifetime was awful. It was garbage. We should have never done it again. It was 50-50 booking, like WWE always does, and it helped nobody. But it's always good to do legends versus the newer talent. I would love to see Shawn Michaels versus AJ Styles, or Shawn Michaels versus Daniel Bryan, or Shawn Michaels versus Samoa Joe. Would love to see that. But if we're not going to do that, you know, it just makes things harder on the younger talent. Oh, they're not important enough to fight Shawn Michaels. That's the message you send when you don't do stuff like this. But yeah, that's how I feel about that. Josh from Sacramento. Who do you see as the final four for next year's Royal Rumble? Well, definitely Bryan. I think Bryan might be the pick to win. If Miz becomes champion, Bryan's winning the Royal Rumble. Without question. Bryan, Joe, Rollins, Ambrose. Bryan, Joe, Rollins, Ambrose. Because I had to think about Universal Championship too. So, to me, the most likely candidates to fight Roman at WrestleMania would be Ambrose or Rollins. He's going to fight one of his brothers, that's for sure. As for SmackDown, again, Bryan or Joe. I think AJ's working with Randy Orton. I think Randy Orton will fight AJ at WrestleMania. That's what I think is going to happen with those two. So that leaves Joe and Bryan open. So I personally would love to see those final four. And I still think Bryan will win. If Miz is champion, Bryan's winning the Royal Rumble. That goes without saying. You know that's happening. But we'll see. Keon Cody, do you think Vince McMahon will ever give us a black female champion? Well, they did. Her name's Jacqueline. Jazz too. You're talking about nowadays. They did. Her name's Naomi. Like, I'm just saying, like, I get that we want to point out WWE's flaws. The one I don't agree with is this whole idea that they don't want black wrestlers to be champion. I don't agree with that. What they want is someone that they feel is marketable. I think in a sense, and this is what I feel, I think they'd be more open to having more black champions if we had more black wrestlers who, and this is not a knock on any of the black wrestlers we got nowadays, but Bobby Lashley, as he stands right now, I would not want to be my world champion. Now, as time goes by and he turns heel and Lio Rush is able to work something out with him to where he looks and feels awesome, or like a big star, absolutely give him the championship. With the way he's been booked as of lately, I wouldn't give him a single belt. I wouldn't even give him TV time. Velveteen Dream? Absolutely. We can give Velveteen Dream all the belts. Because he's killing it right now. Who else is? Lio Rush, like I said, is doing some great things. I wouldn't mind him being my Cruiserweight champion. R-Truth, nah. Apollo Crews, with better booking, absolutely, but it's all about who gets the most attraction. WWE had to give The Rock the belt. And I don't care what anybody says, The Rock is Samoan. He's mixed. He's black and Samoan. He's a black Samoan. He's black. He was a black world champion. If we're talking about pure black, okay, we haven't gotten one of those yet, I don't think. No, we did. Okay, Booker T won the World Heavyweight Championship, so maybe not the WWE champion. If we're being specific, it starts to get muddy because Mark Henry, Rock, Booker T were all world champions. But they weren't the guy. And I believe the question he's asking me is, who do I see being the guy? A black man being the guy. It's hard. It's really hard to pick someone to fill that role right now who just so happens to be black. Other than, and Velveteen Dream, as much as I love him, I don't ever see them making him the guy. But I was going to say, other than Bobby Lashley might be the closest one. But we got to get his booking better. His booking has been garbage. Absolute garbage. I'm happy he mentioned him. I'm happy Ryan Sanderson brought this guy up. Keith Lee. I think Keith Lee would be a perfect world champion. So far, so good. His booking on NXT has been great. But he just got here. So let's give him some time. But yes, Keith Lee, all day, every day, could be a world champion. I'm feeling the Keith Lee. I'm feeling that Keith Lee idea. But yeah, moving on. Let's see. Al from Brooklyn. Thoughts on the Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie? The origin Joker film? I saw some pictures of how Joker looked and don't hate it. Not exactly excited to see the film. Maybe it's because I personally feel like we don't need an origins film. It's like, why? Like, when I heard they were doing an origin film for Joker, the first thought that went off in my head is, why? What for? Part of the reason what made the Joker special, in my opinion, was the fact we don't know what his origin story is. He has millions of origin stories. We don't know what his real one is, though. But we're going to give him one now, which I don't know if that's a good idea. Now, if you saw, of course, if we saw the stuff with Batman, Batgirl, and Joker, where Joker, they did give some kind of a backstory to him in that one comic book, I suppose. And they've given him multiple backstories. I just kind of feel like what makes him special is this whole idea that we could speculate on his origin story. He was the original Red Hood who fell into a tank and then he went crazy. There's that. There was one story where he was a comedian and he just got unlucky, got locked up in some kind of a, thuggish gang, and then he ended up meeting the Batman, and then he ended up falling into a tank of, just a tank of whatever that stuff is on his face, and then he became a Joker. It just so happens to involve him falling into a tank. For me, I just think it's a lot better if we don't give it a concrete backstory. We just leave it up to interpretation. That's what I feel. And by the way, I forgot it was The Killing Joke. Thank you. I forgot the name of it at first. Thank you for telling me. The Killing Joke. Here we go. Thoughts on 2K19 and will I be buying it? I'll be real with you. When it comes to 2K19, I've checked out the clips. I've seen the graphics. It's better than 2K18, but I am not a fan of the gameplay. I don't like the gameplay. I'm sorry. I'm very intrigued about the Daniel Bryan story aspect. That's cool. That actually looks like it could be fun. And the fact that we're making that story a part of, like, a selling point of 2K19 lets us know. Yeah, they see a bunch in Bryan. I just don't feel the need to go out and buy it because I just don't like the gameplay. The gameplay has always been glitchy. It's always been below subpar. It doesn't compare to SmackDown versus Raw. Any of the games. It doesn't compare to either of the SmackDown games. Know your role. Shut your mouth. Here comes the pain. Doesn't compare to, like I said, SmackDown vs. Raw 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008. Garbage. I just feel like for me in particular, SmackDown vs. Raw is my favorite WWE set of games that has ever come out, and nothing has come close to beating them. Sorry, 2K WWE just isn't doing it for me. It never has. It doesn't give me the kind of fulfillment I got out of watching and playing SmackDown vs. Raw. I still, to this day, go back and watch the entrances from the SmackDown vs. Raw games, and it's nothing like it. There is nothing like it. I just feel like there was a lot more detail and care put into those games than we get with these games. That's just how I feel. Now, if you disagree, feel free to tell me why. Like, to everyone who has played SmackDown vs. Raw and is now playing 2K19, 2K18, 17 for WWE, let me know why you feel that I might be in the wrong here. Like, what makes the 2K games better than the SmackDown vs. Raw games? Matter of fact, I'll actually read some of your comments now. So those of you who feel that I'm in the wrong here, tell me why I should think the 2K games are better. Let's see here. Kevin Holden, the game is probably worth it for $19.99. So that's not a good start for the defenders. Let's see here. Bryce Blackwell says SmackDown vs. Raw was good. Yes, it was. Sean Swaby, 2K gameplay is not good for wrestling games. Yikes. So not a lot of people are actually defending the game. They're agreeing with me. DX Stream MWE SVR games had better mocaps? Yeah, they did. Zion Smith, I want THQ to come back and run these games again. Yeah, because THQ was freaking awesome. Let's see. GoDud, SmackDown HCTP is the greatest wrestling. Here Comes the Pain, it's the greatest wrestling game of all time. Yeah, that was a really good game. No Mercy was also good. My goodness, No Mercy, Diggity Dog is very underrated. It really is. People don't talk about it. Firestar Heart, the things I'm looking forward to most are the career mode. I'm happy voiceover is back and the showcase mode. So isn't that the stuff with Bryan? I think the stuff with Bryan and the Authority. Okay, let's see. Maury Island, you have to follow along with WWE game to want to play them. Well, Black Cyber Gaming. SmackDown vs. Raw 2017 was good too, but 2K did have many things in WWE 2K14. Okay, like what? 2K19, my career has voice now. Oh, so they actually brought in voiceovers. Because that's something they did for 2000, what was that, 2005 and 2006 for SmackDown vs. Raw. And I remember those stories. Those stories were pretty good. Let's see here. Ashkey. Is it Ashkey Hyena? Close enough. As I said before, I will probably get it anyways. I'll probably get it anyways. Uh-oh. Wait. I'm reading a comment. You guys are going too fast. I'll probably get it anyway so I can make Cena and Reigns the punching bag they deserve to be. Wow. Just to kind of take out your frustrations on them and their bad booking. So, not a lot of people are disagreeing with me. I think a lot of people agree that the games are just not living up to what they used to be.
WWE 2K games need a more arcade fighting style.
They really do. Like, it needs to feel live, and it needs to feel full. I'm not feeling the 2K games. That's just me. Well, moving on from that, who do you think is the rare NXT talent that didn't flounder on the main roster? Off the top, I can only think of Seth Rollins. Well, I mean, Daniel Bryan's from NXT. You're talking about modern day NXT. Okay, I mean, Kevin Owens might be the most successful. Because Kevin Owens beat John Cena on his debut, became a Universal Champion, got a few victories over Reigns and Rollins, so I wouldn't necessarily say it's Rollins. I think it might be Kevin Owens. And I'm sticking to that. I think Kevin Owens might be the biggest success story. Under him would be Finn Balor, I think. And then probably Rollins. Because Finn Balor became Universal Champion as well. So we'll see. Speaking of Finn Balor, where has he been? He's been on TV for a while. Let's see. Alexa Bliss and Sasha Banks got pulled from the Mixed Match Challenge due to injury. If they remain out of the Evolution pay-per-view, who should face Trish and what should Bayley do? If they do take, and this is just what you're telling me, if they take away Sasha and Alexa, there's your match right there. Do Bayley versus Trish. I wouldn't be against that. Like, for real. Who would love to see Bayley take on Trish Stratus? This guy right here. Screw it. And Trish could pass the torch to Bayley. You want to turn Bayley heel? Give her a new look? You know, do something fresh with her? I'm cool with that. If not Bayley, let's see. We can't do Becky and Trish or Charlotte and Trish because Charlotte and Becky are having a match. Asuka and Trish? I'm just thinking up top of my dome right now. Like, personally, like, we're doing Mickey and Lita. Mickey and Trish would be okay, just to rekindle the rivalry. I would have done Asuka and Lita and then did Mickey and Trish, because that just seems a bit more viable. But we're doing Alexa and Trish, which is like, okay, sure. That's gonna be a classic. Psych. But that's what I would do. Bayley and Trish. That sounds like a really good match. I paid the money to see it. Callum from the UK. What are your top 5 matches this year? And this includes NXT, New Japan Pro Wrestling, and WWE. Oh, okay. They might all just come from NXT, honestly. I'm not even joking you. Oh, God. Yeah, it might just be all NXT. I gotta put in that ladder match from NXT TakeOver New Orleans. I gotta give Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa a spot. They might just occupy 3 of those spots. I'll choose their... which match do I like the most? To me, their best match so far is the Chicago match. I think the Chicago NXT TakeOver Chicago match is their best match so far. So, their street fight from Chicago, the ladder match, I really liked Ricochet and Adam Cole. So we'll throw that match in there too. I also liked a Ricochet versus Pete Dunne, but let's pull that back. Let's not put that in there yet. I'll put in Undisputed Era versus Mustache Mountain, which was either one. I'm going with the one on NXT TV. That one was really good. And then I guess I'll give the last spot to Kenny Omega and Kazuchika Okada. So there you go. That's my top 5. There you go. That's that right there. 5, buddy. Top 5. NXT and then one match from New Japan Pro Wrestling. So there you go. And that makes sense, quite frankly. I just feel like those are the only 2 companies. Okay, All In as well has been doing some good things. ROH has been making a name for themselves as of lately. I've been keeping up with PWG and all that, but it's just been, and Lucha Underground has been awesome too. Lucha Underground just started getting awesome though. It took a while to get back its momentum because it lost certain talent. But yeah, NXT and New Japan Pro Wrestling have been killing it. So of course they would occupy those spots. Let's see here. But yeah, thank you for that question. Charles Mitchell, have you ever seen any matches that were so bad you couldn't finish watching them? Have they ever gotten that bad for me? Have I ever seen a match so bad I couldn't finish watching it? I sat through Heroes of Wrestling. I literally sat through Heroes of Wrestling. And it was the worst experience I've ever experienced. I don't think I've ever seen a match so bad to where I said, I'm not finishing this. I've stopped watching shows. Like, I've actually stopped watching Raws before because they got really bad. I don't think I've ever stopped watching a match. It's never gotten that bad with me. Someone just brought up Gargano and Almas. Oh, crap. Okay. Replace Mustache Mountain and... Yeah, replace Mustache Mountain and Undisputed Era with that match, with Gargano and Almas, because I forgot about that match. There's been so many awesome matches this year. It really has been. It's been way too much. Let's see. But yeah, it's never gotten so bad with me where I just stopped watching a match. Will you buy WWE? Will you buy WWE 2K19? No. I will not buy it because it doesn't appeal to me. I think the graphics are lazy. I think the gameplay is lazy. I think people are going off the I think the graphics are better, but in terms of an overall game, it doesn't cover all its bases. It's very glitchy, it's very lanky, it's very lazy. So no, I will not be buying it. And I don't care if there's a tournament for $1 million. Isaiah Webb is entering the tournament for me in my place, and he will win, and he will give me $1 million. I mean, he'll give me wherever he wants to give me because it's his money. Anyways, Jarrett from Dallas, Texas. Dalyxman, in your opinion, can you name a wrestling match in any promotion that most wrestling fans crap on that you personally think is a decent match? A match that people hate that I actually liked. This is a really good question. I'm pretty sure there is one. You know what? Since I was crapping on her, I'll give her some credit. There was a match between Nikki Bella and Natalya that happened in 2016 that people didn't like. It was on SmackDown, and it was a no-holds-barred match. And I thought it was a really good match. Matter of fact, that entire feud between Natalya and Nikki Bella was done very well. Extremely well. I just don't think people go back and give it credit. Because, it's Nikki Bella. But that was a really good feud. That was when Natalya attacked Nikki, and it was revealed that she did because she hated her, and she's sick and tired of people like her, divas, getting the spotlight over female wrestlers like her. And then she said she was a better woman and could make could satisfy Cena better than her. Matter of fact, she feels like she should be married to John Cena. I'm just like, what the hell? That entire feud was crazy. So I'll give credit where credit is due. Nikki actually did have a good feud with Natalya. See, I can give credit where credit is due. If Nikki did more feuds like that, I wouldn't hate her. But that was the only good feud she's done. Literally the only good feud she's done. Miz Maurice, Nikki, and Cena. I loved the total BS segments they did. I don't think it makes up for the entire feud because I think Miz and Maurice should have won. And they should have. Because Cena and Nikki proposed to each other at the end of WrestleMania, which we all know how that turns out. Give me 1 second, guys. But yeah, I just personally think, for me, that was the only time I felt Nikki Bella had a good feud. So, there you go. Dalyxman, have you seen the recent match between Kenny Omega and Tomohiro Ishii? Yes. Matter of fact, I just got done watching it, and as soon as this is done, I want to go watch Okada and Tanahashi. But as always, they had an awesome match. Fantastic. Outstanding. Kenny Omega is the best wrestler today. And he is number one, I think. Isn't he number one in the PWI Insider? Top 500? Yeah. Yeah, and you know what? He deserves to be. He earned that spot. I hate this idea that he could go back to WWE. Please do not go back to WWE. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. But yeah, the match was awesome. Tomohiro Ishii is... It's got to be... He has got to be one of the most underrated performers nowadays. Because a lot of people talk about the Kenny Omegas, the Kazuchika Okadas, the Tanahashis, the Daniel Bryans, the Seth Rollins. We talk about the Garganos, the Tommaso Ciampas, the Velveteen Dreams, as we should. But nobody has gone out of their way to say Tomohiro Ishii is the shiznit. And he is the shiznit. He's awesome. The guy is an awesome performer. And he deserves a lot more than what he's given. He is extremely underrated. And every time I see him perform, he ends up stealing the show or having one of the best matches on the card. Absolutely. The match itself, stiff as hell. Nasty, stiff, chops, kicks, punches, chops to the throat, awesome near falls. I love the attention to detail when it comes to Ishii's matches too. I love that although he uses basic textbook moves, he does little things, little nuances to them that make him feel a lot more devastating than they really are. And the way he no-sells is beautiful. It makes him seem like a badass. And then when you beat him, you seem even more like a badass. Tomohiro Ishii is known for making people look a lot more better than they really are. And he made Omega feel like $1 million as a champion. Absolutely outstanding match. So yes, I feel like he's one of the most underrated performers today. Because he's always having great matches. But that match between him and Omega was great. Could you also see fans turning on Ronda Rousey down the road? No. I think Ronda's way too likable. She might be a permanent babyface. And she should be, honestly. I don't see fans turning on her. She should be a babyface. Although she could be a sawn-off heel, I don't think fans will ever really want to boo Ronda Rousey. I don't. Let's see. Danielle from Ontario, Canada. Since the Mixed Match Challenge Finals will be at TLC in San Jose, California, will this be the perfect opportunity for Bayley to come out as the Demon Queen? That's right. Isn't she doing a tag team with Finn? I like that idea. I really like that idea. Let's do it. Let's do it. What's that? Hadouken her. Hi, Dalyxman. My mom said women's wrestling is for pervs. Thanks. Okay, no, this one got bleeped out. So, Psycho Walker, $5 super chat. Remember when Natty told Nikki Cena will never marry you? I do. Man, did she call it. By the way, Tomohiro Ishii versus King Omega is always badass. You know it. You know it. But thank you for the super chat. Hadouken was saying, hi Dalyxman, my mom said women's wrestling is for purrs. I know it's not, but what should I say in response to that? Don't say anything. Show her a match. Think of the best female match you've ever seen. Best one. I'll give you one. Charlotte versus Sasha. Pick one of them from 2016. Make her watch it. Make her watch Make her watch the Falls Count Anywhere match from Raw. Make her watch that match. She'll change her mind. Or, no. Make her watch Sasha versus Bayley. NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 2015. Screw Sasha and Charlotte. Screw that. Sasha and Bayley. 2015 Brooklyn. Make her watch that. She will change her mind. Matter of fact, fans, give him more ideas. Give him even more ideas. Let's see here. But yeah, I would love to see freaking Bayley come out as Demon Bayley. That'd be pretty cool. Let's see here. James from Lakewood. If you were in charge of Taker, Kane, Shawn Michaels, Triple H story, how would you book it? Already did a video on it, buddy. Already did a video on it. You have to go back and look up my video history. But you've already gotten me talking about this in my Shawn Michaels video that recently got put up, and then a week ago when I did the Q&A for it. So check it out. It's on my YouTube page. Kevin, how do you have... Oh, sorry. Try this again. Kevin Holden, do you have any thoughts on the Captain Marvel trailer? I did see it. It was very ambiguous. Not much else to go off of what they gave me. I like the idea that we're going back to the past and we're seeing young Nick Fury. But in terms of how I feel about the movie, not much to go off of. I didn't get the punch that I got from Wonder Woman. When I saw the trailer for Wonder Woman, I was like, oh yeah, this is going to be good. This looks good. And it was a good film. This one, I'm just like, don't know how I feel about it, but it's from Marvel, so it probably will be awesome. You know, and that's what it is. It's one of those things where it's like, okay, Marvel has been giving me good to great to awesome films. Some of the best movies I've ever seen in my life. So more than likely, this will be good. At the very least. I'm hoping it is. I'm praying it's good. I don't know anything about Captain Marvel. So maybe that's why I'm not really jumping up out of my seat in excitement. I was the same way with Guardians of the Galaxy, and then I saw the movie, and I instantly loved the Guardians of the Galaxy. I was a lot worse with Ant-Man. I saw Ant-Man's trailer and said, this is going to be crap, and I ended up falling in love with Ant-Man. So, I had this faith with, I had this faith built in with Marvel that anything the MCU does, I'm going to love. So, even though I'm not that excited about Marvel, Captain Marvel, it could end up being another great movie. So, we'll just have to see. Now, Johnny Martinez. How mad would you be if WWE books Brock Lesnar to win back the Universal Championship at Crown Jewel, and then we do Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar one more time at WrestleMania 35? John, do me a favor. Find the next road that you see cars driving down. Stand there and don't move. You'll see what happens. That sounds horrible, dude. Why would you do that to us? Why would you do that to us, Johnny? He has more. Let's get the rest of this. So, Brock beats Roman for the championship at Crown Jewels, only for Roman to go to the Royal Rumble in 2019 and win it. Oh, I don't like it. And then Braun Strowman comes out in the next few weeks. He says he wants to fight Roman for the Royal Rumble victory, kind of like what they did with Orton and Mysterio. And then Roman beats Braun. And then they go to WrestleMania and Roman beats Lesnar. Why are you doing this to us, Johnny? Why would you do that? That's horrible. I might stop. That might break me. If they actually do exactly that, that will break me and I will not watch WWE ever again. I swear to God. And you know what? I'll say it right now. If they even think about doing Brock and Roman one more time at 35, I will not only not watch that WrestleMania, I will not watch WWE ever again. Because screw you. What is wrong? Why? How many times must we see Brock and Roman? Why? No. Horrible idea. That's awful. Why would you do that to us? Second question. Do you hate it when people who aren't fans of indie wrestling call the wrestlers... Okay. I actually read the rest of it and it kind of got me upset. Let me read it again without flubbing my words this time. Do you hate it when people who aren't fans of indie wrestling call wrestlers vanilla midgets? Yes! Oh my God! Die! If the term vanilla midget is in your vocabulary, do yourself a favor and get hit by a truck. I am so sick of these old-time, cynical, out-of-touch wrestling business mind dwellers mocking, putting down the new generation of wrestling because they can't understand it. We got people calling us smarts. The same people who call us smarts are the same people throwing around terms like vanilla midgets. And it's funny that it's coming from people who were never all that great in the business. Oh, you want to call AJ Styles a vanilla midget? AJ Styles is a multiple-time world champion and is guaranteed to be in the Hall of Fame, while you haven't even sniffed the Hall of Fame. You ever just notice that the people calling these guys vanilla midgets never amounted to anything in the business? I'm just saying. You're not a Hall of Famer. You don't have any kind of stature to go on. And the people who are Hall of Famers, they aren't saying vanilla midgets. They're not. It's the ones who are out of touch. It's the ones who feel like because they amounted to something during the Attitude Era, Vince Russo, they can stand on their high horse and blame others for, for their lack of success. Vince, you suck at writing for wrestling. It ain't the vanilla midget's fault. No, it's you. It's people who can't take responsibility for their own failures. So if you hear someone calling, I don't know, some Sami Zayn, someone that just so happens to come from the indie circuit who's now doing great things in WWE, vanilla midget, their life sucks, 1. Their careers suck, 2. More than likely they don't deserve to have anybody listen to them, 3. And they're out of touch, 4. There you go. I hate it. I think it's garbage, and screw them. And it's not just vanilla midget. Like I said, smart, indie darling. Thank you, Black Cyborg Gaming, for giving me that. It's just these terms that just come from these old, out of touch, senile. Get with the times. If you can't understand why someone like Will Ospreay is one of the most noteworthy talents to have on your roster today, you are out of touch. Stay out of the business if you can't connect with the audience. Charles Fleder asked me, what should I change with WWE? These old timers who can't let the business go. That's what I would change. Get rid of them. Cut their heads off. You're out of here. Shane McKeever. I'm moving on. Shane McKeever from Detroit. The obvious pick for who attacked Alistair Black is Lars Sullivan, Gargano, or Tommaso Ciampa, or Cassius Ohno. How would you feel if they swerved us and picked someone not in the surveillance footage, like a Matt Riddle or Keith Lee? It'd be a cop out. It would be a cop out if it's Matt Riddle or Keith Lee. It should be. It should be Cassius Ohno. It should be Cassius Ohno. The obvious pick would be Lars Sullivan or Tommaso Ciampa. Gargano would be the shocker, but wouldn't necessarily be a pick that's not obvious. One that I think would, I think it really should be Cassius Ohno. It should be him. I think it just fits him so well, and I think it will give him the notoriety that I think he deserves. That's what I feel. Let's see here. I don't like the idea of Matt Riddle or Keith Lee being the one who attacked them, so that's my thoughts. Devin, I know the WWE is the biggest in the world. I know the WWE is the biggest in the world, but how long do you see them being the undisputed champs? The undisputed champs, forever until they go out of business. They have too much history, and they've been around way too long to not be the top. So until they go out of business, they will always be the champs. Simple as that. And it doesn't matter how much we complain about the product, fans are still going to watch because it's the WWE. And they're taking advantage of that. Let's see here. Melissa Hernandez. Can you do a rise and fall of ECW DVD review? Why, yes, I can. And I'm glad you asked me to do it. If I did, would you guys watch it? I'm very curious. Michael Walker. If the New Day had to break up, he's from New Jersey, by the way. If the New Day had to break up, because we all know it's going to happen eventually, how would you book it? I've already booked, I've booked this 10,000 times already, but I think the split needs to happen with Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. I think Kofi needs to go heel. Xavier needs to be his mouthpiece. And Big E needs to go babyface because he's way too likable to be a heel. That's how I would do it. Easy as that. And it should be over them just basically feeling like the act is worn itself out. Damian Javier. Damian from Puerto Rico. If there's any possible WWE pay-per-view event located at, what is this? Bristol Motor Speedway in Tennessee. I don't know how it works with these buildings. WWE does biddings. So, this is what happens. WWE says, okay, here are the pay-per-views, here are the shows, who wants it? That's it. That's all they do. They do that for WrestleMania every year. And then we have certain cities bid on these events. Houston always gets a spot. I'm trying to think. New Jersey, New York, LA, the typical cities, Miami, they always get certain pay-per-views. They're always going to get the big ones. Houston has been known for getting some of the best ones. I personally would love to see Houston get Royal Rumble one year. Matter of fact, I hope we get the Royal Rumble this upcoming year. But yeah, cities like that always gonna get pay-per-views because of the bidding. I don't know if your city is into that kind of stuff, man. So you might need to talk to, the people who are in charge of your city about that stuff. Talk to your mayor. Hey, we would like to see WWE come here one good time. They'll do it, but the bidding, that's all it comes down to. David from Abilene, Texas. Thoughts on a comedic wrestler gimmick who wants me to be... Wait. Who wants you to be a referee? However, the twist is he is bad at his job. He does pin counts during rope break, struggles to count, is constantly flipping through the rule book, throwing... Oh, so you're talking about having a gimmick where we have a terrible referee. So basically, Eugene as a referee. I think that would be awesome. Personally, I say we do it. I say we do Eugene as a referee one good time. Just to see how well he does. I think it actually might make the spot a lot. It will make the role a lot more interesting and the matches too. Imagine Eugene trying to be a referee and he sucks poorly. Let's see here. Is it Stefan? Stefan from Brooklyn, New York. How would you feel about doing a mashup between Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair? Ooh. Hold up. Let me. Let's take a break real quick. Let me check this out. Cause that actually might work. Let me see. If I was to do that, so let me see. Bianca, Belair. Let's see. Theme song. What's her theme called? Because I know she has more than one. Let's listen to her real quick. I'm not going to play it too loud. Watch Me Shine. Okay. Let's see. Let me listen to her real quick. I don't want to get in trouble. Wait. Had a dream, I made it. I think that might actually work. That might actually work.
About Kenny Omega versus Phoenix announced.
When? Hold up. When was this announced? And when is it gonna be? Yo, I'm not even kidding you. When was this announced? Cause that's gonna be a match of the year candidate right there. When is it? Where is it? So I can watch it. I gotta catch that match right there, boy. But yeah, I might actually try that out. I have to work my magic a little bit, find the instrumental, and try to make it work. But yeah, I think I can make that work. I'm on my own, against the wall. Had a dream. Uh-oh, my mind's working. I like it. I might do it. I might actually do it real quick. Huh. Thank you. I might give you credit for suggesting that. I like that. I like it a lot. Very much. Okay, so let's get back to this Q&A real quick. And guys, please suggest more mashups. I'm really cool on suggestions. One guy suggested to me I do Black Parade and Sami Zayn's theme, and it worked out so fucking well.
Did you already do all Twitter questions?
I'm about to get to them, Brandon. You're not late on that, but thank you for the super chat. Let's see here. But yeah, I might actually do that. That sounds pretty sweet. Okay, Stephen also asked me, will you try to keep up to date with the Mixed Match Challenge? No. The only reason why I even care was because
November 9th, Northeast Wrestling.
Well, guess I'm watching that match. Gotta watch that, baby. What was I saying? So, the only reason I'm keeping up with it is because I saw Charlotte do a twerk. White girl twerk on Naomi on this past episode, and I was like, what? Charlotte did a white girl twerk? Okay. We should have a twerk off. I want to see Charlotte and Naomi have a twerk off. That's the new bra and panties match. Twerk off. We should have her. We should have Lana. We should get Sasha in there. You gotta get Bailey in her. Get her little booty self in there. And then we can do her, Naomi, Charlotte, Sasha, Lana. Who else got a big booty? Who can do who? You know what? Bet you Natalya could twerk. I want to see Natty do a little quick. You know, Natalya look like she a quiet freak. Natalya is probably one of those. I'm proper, I'm pretty, but in the bed she's like, you know. And then Carmella, now you know she can twerk. You know, I'm just saying, R-Truth want to pin her for a reason. So, let's do it. Twerk off. At WrestleMania, still a Battle Royal, we have a twerk off. Who would win it? Who would win the Twerk off? Go. Who wins the Twerk off? Sorry, I'm gonna move on. Augustus from Atlanta. Who would you like to see a feud between Roderick Strong and Adam Cole for the NXT title and full control over the Undisputed Era? Would I like to see it? Alright. I'd like to see a feud between them, but not for a control over the Undisputed Era. Nah, man, I'm good. Let's see here. Let's see. Goku Black. By the way, Dalyxman, I forgot to say this, but doesn't Caitlin's new theme sound familiar to Dying Light? It does sound a little similar to it. A little bit. I don't think it's the theme though, but it does sound kind of familiar to it. Let's see here. Let's see. Joseph, which is better, NXT or Lucha Underground? Why are you doing that to me? They're both great. I guess I gotta go with NXT because they've been killing it this year. But in previous seasons, it's been hard. Like Lucha Underground, I thought season 2 and 3 were on fire. I thought season 2 was, season 3 especially was really good. My goodness. We'll have to see. But right now, I'm gonna go with NXT because they've been killing it this year. Bradley from Melbourne, Australia. If you were to go back in time to the start of 2018 in terms of WWE programming and was appointed to the CEO, what changes would you make to ensure WWE was at an all-time high from then up to this point? I would get rid of all the old hags, all the old bastards who keep on calling these guys vanilla midgets and saying these people don't have jobs because they're not favoritism, because they're not Nikki Bella and Brie Bella and Roman Reigns. I'm tired of these old farts ruining our wrestling product. Especially you, Road Dogg. Go away. That's what I would do. Do you think the rumored match between Ronda Rousey versus Cyborg at WrestleMania will demote the women's division? I personally think if we don't do Charlotte and Ronda, that would, by default, hurt the women's division. Because that is literally the best match you can do. Literally the best match you can do for WWE. And could possibly main event WrestleMania.
Bullet Club vs. Impact Guys 10-man tag was announced for Jericho's cruise.
Yeah. Seriously, that's like one of those, Alright. Not really feeling that. Elijah. Which NXT men, women, or tag team would you like to see get called up to the main roster? After Survivor Series or after WrestleMania? None of them. Because main roster sucks. I'm just being real with you. We should send some people back down to NXT if I'm being real. Like all of them. Jacob Tyler from South Carolina. Hope you're doing well. I know the hurricane hit that part very hard, man. Just let me know if you're safe. Where do you see Jeff Hardy going from here? Since he lost to Randy Orton. Probably to retirement. Because him and Matt are hurt, man. Those guys are getting up there. And they had a good run. So, last question, and then we'll actually go to Twitter. From Firestar This is Phil from Farlawn, Virginia. As a YouTuber and Twitch streamer myself, still on the rise, in which I also now include the wrestling stuff, would it be possible to get some feedback and maybe some notes, positive or negative, on how to be good at it? I'll just give you one tip. Be yourself. Let me tell you why you should be yourself. It's cliche, but you, as you are going to attract people who are good for you. I always do my best to appeal as close to my real personality as I can to draw in the audience that's suitable for me. Like you guys right now, as I'm talking to you, I would not mind sitting in a room with and, I don't know, watching wrestling with. Like, the audience that you have, you should be able to bring into a room and just have a couple of drinks with. Eat some barbecue. Eat some wings. You know, get a few strippers in there. You know what I'm saying? Oh, okay. But for like, you should be able to hang out with them in real life because of who you are. It's very important that you give the audience a taste of you if you're going to make it here on YouTube or in Twitch or on social media, because people want to relate. That is the highest marketable trait right now, is relatability. If you're going to do this, I hope you do well. I hope you get better than me. Because you getting better than me is going to bring in eyes for me and make me push to be better. So, I hope you do good. But you have got to be who you are. You got to be you. If you're going to draw in an audience. And I think a lot of people, where they mess up, is that people flip-flop a lot on who they are. And until you know who you are, you're going to do that. You need to be you. You need to talk about the stuff that you like and the stuff you don't like. And also, one last thing, too. I want to put this out there. You have got to be able to say, wherever you talk about, you're bringing something new to the table. I always think about that in terms of conversations. If I don't have anything to say during a conversation, I just won't talk. Okay? You watch me because you know I'm going to say something different than a good mic work, than a solid monster. I'm gonna be able to bring something new to the table each time. And that's why I feel like, in a sense, people like good mic work, who I think is awesome and is better than me, I think the reason why fans kind of gravitate towards me a little bit more is because I end up saying things differently. You don't agree with it, you might not like it, but I'm always going to have something new to say. Okay? I'm never going to say something that you haven't heard before. I'm always giving you certain opinions that you don't hear anywhere else. And the moment that stops happening is the moment that I need to shut up and not talk anymore. When everybody else starts saying what I'm saying, it's time to stop. Which is becoming a hard thing to do nowadays, because your boy Dalyxman is starting to see the stuff that I say translate into other podcasts now. Like, everything we're saying about Becky Lynch, Austin is now saying it. Chris Jericho is now saying it. You know, everybody's starting to say the same stuff now, and it's kind of hard to stay on top when you being you is now the thing. It's now the norm. So, you always gotta be able to say, I am contributing something new to the table while being who you are. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense, because I want to be able to give you good feedback on what you do. But that, my friends, is Facebook. So now we go to the Twitter. The Twitter. So let's start off with the first question I see here. Once again, you can ask me questions on Twitter using the hashtag #Dalyxman. You can ask me anything. That's for sure. Let's see here. So, first question comes from Isaiah Webb. Isaiah Webb is once again asking questions. Let's see here. People often discredit Enzo Amore for not being good in the ring, but he is very charismatic. Does he have to be a good wrestler in order to have value in the company, in a company that's based around sports entertainment rather than pro wrestling? You gotta be good at everything. Like, even Bobby Heenan could wrestle. People don't know that, but Bobby Heenan could take a bump. You gotta be good at everything. Paul Heyman might not be the best wrestler, but he's not bad. Enzo Amore might be good on the stick, but if he's gonna be something in the wrestling business, he's gotta learn how to be good inside the ring, which is not his forte. He's great on the mic, just not the greatest inside the ring, and he needs to work on that, and he knows that. Sam P. Boone, will you go watch Venom when it comes out October 5th? Wait, it comes out October 5th? What? I thought that was... Yeah, it is October 5th. You're right. Yeah. I have a couple of friends that want to see it too, so I might take them with me. My treat. We'll have to see. Pro Wrestling Super Saiyan. Since Brock Lesnar is not leaving, that means we will see him versus Lashley eventually. Would that be a good match to do at this time, especially since Leo Rush is at his side? Honestly, Lashley versus Lesnar should be a match we do since we have him. It should be a match we do at Survivor Series, and I would love to see Lio Rush and Paul Heyman go back and forth on the microphone. Because Lio Rush, he can talk. He's great at what he does. And he came to collect. Dun, 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 dun. I could do a matchup between Lio Rush and Bobby Lashley as well. So Sasha and Bianca, Lashley and Leo, and Nakamura and Tommaso Ciampa. Ooh, I'm gonna do all three of those. That sounds great. Well, yeah, I would love to see Lashley and Lesnar while he's here. Okay, he asked me another one. I like your videos, and you say some of the smartest things about what's wrong with the product. You book a better show than Road Dogg. My question is, how much respect will you lose for HBK if he comes out of retirement? I won't lose any, because it's his right, and it's only for one match. It's not a big deal. I'm not really tripping about that. Let's see, Anthony Ace from Long Beach, California. Are you going to college? I have been to college. I graduated. I have a degree. Would you ever consider working for WWE? Working for WWE backstage. Depends on what job it is, yes. Because they pay a lot of money. And I want to get into the wrestling business somehow, some way. That would be it. Let's see. Reno, Nevada. Brandon asks Dalyxman, if Shawn Michaels and Taker fight at WrestleMania, which stipulation would you choose between those three? Last Man Standing, I Quit, or Hell in a Cell? I Quit. Michaels and Taker, I Quit just seems right, especially since it's a retirement match. That's the best way to do it. That's what I would do. Jordan Alexander.
Have you seen Transformers, the movie 1986?
Nope, I have not seen it. I would probably do it if I have time, but it's one of those films where, it's like people say, it's one of those films that I have to watch eventually, and I'll get to it when I get a chance. Jordan Alexander, when the time is right, would you like to see a modern day Alliance versus WWE storyline, NXT versus WWE? If it has the right people writing it, sure. I want to see how it goes. Psycho Walker, what do you think of the main events in New Japan Pro Wrestling Destruction? Ishii versus Omega. Already talked about it. That was amazing. Have you seen Tanahashi and Okada? Not yet. I'm going to watch that right after this. What's up, Alex? Been a fan of yours. I'm from California. My question is, Jamba Juice or Starbucks? Jamba Juice, buddy. Thank you, Hugo. Jake Salick from New Jersey. What would be your ideal Survivor Series for this year's show, and who would be on the teams for both men? I already talked about this a little bit in one of my videos, but I personally think we should take a break from Raw versus SmackDown. We have enough people on both rosters to do one Raw Survivor Series match and a Survivor Series match for SmackDown. That's what I think should happen. And we do heels and faces, just to make it interesting. Nick from Atlanta, Georgia. You brought up the idea of bringing in some female wrestling fans for your Evolution review before. Are you still going to do that? The plan is to still do it, but they gotta have free schedules. And I gotta find me some that are interested, so who are not shy to be on camera, which is the biggest issue. Some of them are just like, oh, I'm too shy. I want to put my face in the internet. But you want to put pictures on Facebook. Just saying. She knows who I'm talking to. I know she's watching me too. You'll put pictures on Instagram and Facebook like, look at me. But you put your face on camera. Oh, no, it's too much. I see you. I'm going to call you too. I know you're watching me. By the way, I'm talking about Jenny, by the way, guys. Yeah, Jenny. Yeah, that's right. I got Jenny's number. I got her number. No, I'm joking. Jenny ain't talking to me. She ain't got time for me. Let's see. How do I feel about SmackDown 1000? Will I be reacting to it? As a matter of fact, the plan, check this out. The plan for SmackDown 1000 is, in fact, to do a reaction video. And then come up afterwards to do a review. I will be doing a double hitter that day. reaction video and review. I will be live reacting to SmackDown 1000, boy! And I think that's going to be one hell of a show. I'm excited about that. I think it's going to be great to see all the nostalgia acts. I hope they get Michael Cole and Taz on commentary. The only time I want to see Cole on commentary. Michael Cole and Taz. That's the only time. Leave all these other wannabe commentators freaking... I'm sorry. Sorry, I appreciate the stuff that we did with all the other commentators. Let's do Michael Cole and Taz. That's it. JBL, stay away. If you're gonna come back, do a segment, but stay away from commentary. Isaiah, am I gonna do a Royal Rumble series? I plan on doing a Rumble series, reviewing all the Royal Rumbles, yes, when it comes up. And one last one that I gotta get out of here. Julian from Los Angeles. If you could change one thing about a promotion or show you like, what would you change? WWE, get rid of all the old farts. And there we go. And 3-hour Raws. And the pay-per-views being 4 hours, I changed that to less is more. Less is more. And I think that's going to be it. That's it for me. Thank you for all the questions, guys. Once again, I will be back up here. I'm probably not going to come up here tomorrow night on Raw. I think I'm taking a break from Raw. Raw is just nauseating. I'm so sick of Raw. I really am so sick of Raw, guys. So nothing for Raw tomorrow. I'll be back up here Tuesday and of course Wednesday for the quadruple wrestling shows. For tomorrow, I'll figure something out. I might just throw up a video to give you guys something to do, but no live review for Raw because Raw's awful. Fuck Raw. But I'll see you for SmackDown, and I'll see you for the big Wednesday lineup, and then we'll play it by ear. So we got a super chat coming up, and then I'm going to get out of here, because I don't want to miss that. But, give me your thoughts down below about what I talked about. Show me some love, like the video, get you a Wrestle Crate, and maybe you'll get you one of these Christian signed photos, which is freaking awesome.
Do you agree WWE should do all school war games at Survivor Series? And do you think the NXT call-ups should go to SmackDown Live as it is now?
Yes, all NXT call-ups should go to SmackDown just to play it safe, because at least they'll be treated with some respect. War games at Survivor Series, not on the main roster. Only on NXT, because NXT knows how to book it. So, alright. So that's going to do it for me. Thank you guys for watching. You're awesome. I'm going to go play some video games because your boy Dalyxman wants to take it easy. So this is your boy Dalyxman signing off right here in Dalyxman's World. I'll catch you guys next time.